Thank you for joining us. I'm Courtney Bryant.
Hello and welcome. I'm Tom Haynes. Russ Spencer has the evening off. That fire happened late Monday night at the Eagles Chapel International Ministries in Austell.
Fox 5's Eric Perry is outside the church. Eric, you talked with the pastor after he learned the news.
Yeah, Courtney, Tom, hello to both of you. That pastor told me that it's exactly the woman who he thought it was. Take a look at some of that damage left behind. It's just a smither of it there. He says he doesn't know why the woman did it, but she was sending threatening messages to his wife and others in the congregation, and even came to the church before asking him for deliverance.
For her as a person, I've forgiven her.
While he forgives,
I'm very happy about that, but it doesn't also change the fact that the church is bent.
Lead pastor of Eagles Chapel International Ministries, Raphael Grant, doesn't forget. We talked with him Wednesday after he got the news a woman was arrested for arson and burning down his church. Cobb County jail records show Aries Jordan is behind bars and faces several charges in connection.
One of the text messages, she made mention that she was going to burn down the church. She has sent a lot of threats, like she was going to kill one of the ushers in the church.
Grant says his wife, along with other members of the church, received threatening messages from her. Here's a few they received, most using unholy language. I'm told Jordan wasn't a member of the church, but did visit before, one time asking for deliverance. As investigators work to figure out the why.
We just finished rebuilding everything. I mean, chairs, everything.
Grant and his church family are working to figure out the how. How will they rebuild?
You have to be possessed by a demon to do something like that. You cannot be a logical, rational human being to do that. You have to be possessed by some kind of force, an evil force, in order to do that.
And part of that renovation project was for the administration portion of the building. I'm told they just finished that last Thursday. They were able to use it Sunday, and then that fire happened on Monday. We'll put more information on how you can help this church family here recover. We'll put that on our website, fox5atlanta.com. In Austell, I'm Eric Perry, Fox 5 News.
Just unconscionable, but at least they know who did it now, or at least according to police. Eric, thanks. New at 6, the Atlanta Police Department needs your help to find a man who broke into a business through a vent in the roof. Take a look. You can see the man coming through the ceiling vent at the Fetch Dog Park on Daniel Street yesterday morning. He then loads several items into a black bag. If you happen to know who that guy is, call Crime Stoppers.
In DeKalb County, an early morning shooting at a gas station sent one person to the hospital, but police say that person is the one who will be charged. Officers say they tried to attack someone with a knife at a gas station on Boulder Crest Road shortly before 4:30 this morning. There was a struggle, and the suspected attacker was shot. Investigators say the intended victim of the knife attack was not seriously hurt. Police will charge the person who was shot once they're released from the hospital. A 17-year-old Fayette County girl is credited with saving her neighbor from a vicious dog attack.
And she used an unusual weapon to get the dogs to stop. Fox 5's Doug Evans talked with the young hero and the victim.
Christy Maxwell tells me that she was walking her dog in this Fayette County neighborhood when she suddenly found herself surrounded by 2 German Shepherds. She admits at first it seemed like a playful encounter, but then it turned into a vicious attack. She and her dog were both seriously injured, and it could have been worse, much worse, if not for the quick actions of her 17-year-old neighbor, Sailor Ziegler. What do you think of this kid sitting next to you?
I love her. Oh. I love her. I feel like she saved my dog's life, but I really think that he could have gone after me too, but I'm serious. I will always know her. She's pretty special. She's fearless.
Oh my God.
But she's fearless.
A nice moment between Christy Maxwell and Sailor Ziegler. Christy says there were other people too afraid to get out of their cars to stop the dog attack, but not Sailor, as you're about to see.
I can't explain the feeling. I just went there to help. I just felt right.
Here's the video from Sailor's family. She says she was on her way to take an AP psychology test that morning. But take note, it's Sailor who'd be teaching that day's lesson. The video shows the 2 shepherds circling Sailor's car. She asked Christy on the street if she needed help. Soon things would change dramatically, though, when the dogs decided to go for Christy's dog, Maddie. The video captures Christy's screams and Sailor's quick action.
Ma'am, bring your dog over here.
Sailor says she looked in her trunk for a weapon, and the only thing she could find was a makeup mirror. Okay, now would be a good time to tell you that Sailor is a cheerleader and a junior at McIntosh High School, and that mirror, well, wielding it is right in her wheelhouse, and her mom told me it would be bloody when Sailor was done with it. The mirror worked. The dogs retreated, but the damage was done. Christy was bitten and bruised, would spend the night in the hospital, and Maddie, poor Maddie, required numerous stitches, but is expected to make a full recovery.
Thank God she was there, because I don't know what would have happened.
And when I saw her and her arm was covered in blood and her head was bleeding, and I didn't know when she hit the ground, so I just ushered her back to her house.
As for those two dogs, Fayette County Animal Control tells me the owner was cited. Sailor says she's got big plans for her future. She hopes to attend UGA and then go to medical school. In Fayette County, Doug Evans, Fox 5 News.
A rabies alert for part of DeKalb County. A rabid raccoon was found in the area of Lincolndale Court in Ellenwood. The raccoon has been killed. Health experts remind pet owners to make sure their animals are up to date on their vaccines and make sure your garbage cans are secure so wild animals cannot get in them to look for food.
We did it! We did it! We are world champions!
Oh, what a moment, right? The end of an era, though, for Atlanta baseball as the man who led the Braves to a World Series win retires. Manager Brian Snitker announcing he'll transition to a new role next season.
Snitker has been with the Braves as a player, coach, or manager since 1977. He'll now transition into a senior advisory role. Fox 5 Sports Director DJ Shockley joins us in the studio with more on this big move. DJ, we're laughing. It's just, typical Brian Snitker. He brought so much joy and energy to the team and really the fans.
You saw just a really cool moment there of them raising the trophy. You just feel the excitement from him. And he had a lot of good years. Obviously, this last one wasn't the best, but he did a lot of good things for this organization. So I know it's kind of bittersweet to see Brian Snitker go. He is a name that will always be a staple whenever you think of the Atlanta Braves and what he meant to this organization. He will be remembered for a lot of things on and off the diamond. But one thing is for sure, he is one of the kindest managers to ever wear a Braves uniform. The 69-year-old Snitker will now move into the advisory role, like Courtney just mentioned, and more importantly for him, he will get to spend more time with his grandkids. Snit has spent 49 seasons with the Braves organization, but as a manager is where he has really excelled. He finished his career with 811 wins, 6 NL East titles, and 7 postseason berths, and of course, a cool World Series champion. The 2018 NL Manager of the Year was a tough but always fair coach, and his players respected him to the fullest. Snitker will always be remembered for his kindness within the media and just being such a nice guy during such a long baseball season. He had the chance to speak earlier today about what this organization has meant to him throughout his career.
Honestly, I never thought I'd manage one day in the major leagues, let alone 10 years. I never thought I'd hoist a trophy or be around a group of guys that, that makes this so special.
Just tells you how much he meant and this organization meant to him. His last season did not end the way I'm sure he would have liked, but his legacy and tenure as Atlanta Braves manager is one he will never forget, and nobody else will as well. Washington, we wish Snit all the best in his next role with the Braves, and we all salute him for his many years, happy times rooting on the Braves. So he is just one of those individuals that we had, obviously Bobby Cox first, then you bring Snitker on and just the winning ways they had. But I remember him as always a jovial, happy. Whenever you came to the ballpark, he was, "Hey, Shock, how you doing?" He's always, even with how long a season is, he was definitely one of those kind of guys you love just being around.
Yeah, Ben is still gonna be around, and just in another capacity.
Yeah, and it seems like we're talking about him like he's leaving or something's happened, but he's just going to be moving to a different role within the organization and still be around, but he doesn't have to have the grueling everyday role of the manager, something he's done for a long time now. So, like I said, he's looking forward to going to his grandkids' games and being a part of their life. And he said he missed a lot of that with his kids, and he did not want to miss that with his grandkids.
Oh, that's beautiful. And, you know, after nearly half a century, I think he deserves to have a little more time with his family.
Absolutely. After a long time, he takes a little time away with his wife, too, so that'd be fun, too.
That's nice. Good for him.
Thanks, DJ.
All right.
The government shutdown continues as lawmakers trade blame over who's responsible, and federal employees are already feeling the effects. The government shutdown continues as lawmakers trade accusations about who is ultimately responsible for keeping the government closed. Senators returned for another round of votes to reopen the government, but the outcome was the same. Despite Republican confidence that more Democrats would break ranks, senators once again failed to advance a bill and fund the government through November. And another vote's not expected until Friday.
Federal workers have felt the most impact from the shutdown so far. Thousands could be furloughed, but TSA agents, air traffic controllers, and other essential workers have to show up and work without getting paid. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes reports from Hartsfield-Jackson. Some of these workers have been through this before.
The last big government shutdown occurred back in 2018. It lasted for about a month. TSA workers went weeks without getting paid. They can't imagine having to go through something like that again.
A somber start to the day for TSA agents who woke to news of the government shutdown. Those federal employees are classified as essential workers and will continue to work without pay during the shutdown. TSA union spokesman Aaron Barker represents some 1,500 TSA agents at airports across Georgia.
For us to have a job where we're supposed to be secure, you know, we're taking care of the traveling public, the American people, you know, to have to be this pawn every year, we know this is happening every year, it's just sad.
Barker says the overnight developments in Washington, D.C. are sparking concern among those here who still remember the hardships they faced during the 2018 shutdown.
The biggest questions is, you know, well, how long is this going to last? You know, we don't want to go into an extended shutdown because what happened last time was pretty bad. It was rough on a lot of officers.
The nation's air traffic controllers are also considered essential workers and will work through the federal closure. The National Air Traffic Controllers Association posted a statement on its website addressed to union members saying in part, "At this critical juncture, it is more important than ever that we rise to the occasion and continue delivering the consistent, high level of public service we provide every day."
The problem arises if we see the shutdown going for a long time.
Emory University finance professor Tucker Balch says if the shutdown drags on, air travelers could face disruptions like we saw in 2018.
Even though they were still supposed to go to work, we saw TSA officers and air traffic controllers calling in sick and so on because they weren't being paid. So it just becomes more tense for them as time moves on.
Barker holding out hope that this shutdown will come to a quick end. At Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, Deidre Dukes, Fox 5 News.